Hi, I'm Jonas Sköldberg. I'm the account executive for ServiceNow and have been helping VGR for the last 4 years, and I had the pleasure to work with Eric during that time. And Eric has been kind enough to share his story today with the journey of ServiceNow, and I'm really interested to hear what he has to say. So with that, over to you, Eric.
Thank you, Jonas. My name is Eric Westlund and I'm head of service desk at Västra Götalandsregionen, VGR. Today I'm going to talk about our journey implementing the ServiceNow platform in a large public sector organization, and what we learned, our challenges and our success. And this is mainly from a service desk point of view. Västra Götalandsregionen, VGR, has around 55,000 employees in the southwest of Sweden, located at nearly 2,000 sites. We are responsible for healthcare, public transport and society growth in this area of Sweden. In other words, we are responsible for the large hospitals, the health centers, the dental clinics, but also museums, the Gothenburg Opera and Film i Väst, where movies like The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo and The Square were produced. Our IT department has around 650 employees, and we're responsible for operations, support, management, the development for our entire environment. Our service desk gives support for all devices in our environment. We also give access to different systems. We handle requests and service requests, and such as PCs, mobile phones, headsets, connecting printers and much more. We also do a lot of planned activities like handling access rights to our systems, reinstalling PCs and much more. We aim at the goal of having 80% first contact resolution with our customers, and we work a lot with continual improvement, and this is mainly through our lean meetings. These are examples of rough figures that we handle in our organization. We have about 57,000 computers, 11,000 cell phones, 37,000 phones. We have about 3,500 different systems. We have approximately 275,000 devices on our network, and we handle around 250,000 annual phone calls. Our service desk consists of around 100 people located at 4 sites in the west of Sweden. They're led by me and my 5 team managers. We also have a staff planner and a service desk manager that handles the day-to-day routines. So, where were we before? Well, we had a long experience working with different IT processes, some just a little and some to a great extent, like incident, problem, change and knowledge. Somewhere around 2015 to 2016, we started looking at the new ITSM system. We had our old system for like 10 years, and we kind of rebuilt it and made modifications to it to the extent that it wasn't even possible to upgrade it anymore. So we kind of were stuck in our old system. For example, it took about 2 minutes just to register an incident. You have to have 20 Internet Explorer windows open just to be able to handle the system. And the performance was really slow. I remember once sitting next to an agent watching him work, and he wrote everything in Notepad first, and then he cut and pasted it into the ITSM system. This was just because the performance and the response time of the system was so slow that he wrote faster than the system could handle. So all the agents kind of found their own ways of work with this old system, so everyone was kind of fed up with it. We had a great knowledge base though, and our agents were and still are used to work with knowledge-driven support. But the system was slow, and the indexing and the search possibilities were not good, but the content was really great. At that time we had a few different service portals depending on what you wanted to do. If you wanted to register a ticket, you go into that one, and if you had to order a PC, you go into that one, and if you need access rights to the system, you go into that one. And the interface was kind of 90s looking. We wanted a new service portal where you can find everything IT related and everything that we were responsible of in a new fresh interface with possibilities to find things really easy. And of course we wanted more possibilities when it came to automation and self-service, which we really didn't have. Since we had this old system, we had to work with other things than self-service and automation and our systems. So we worked a lot on our processes and our employees, which might have been a good thing at the time, and I'll get back to that later. So go live. Our first go live was in December 2017, where we went live with projects, ITBM and time reporting. In 2018, we went live 5th of September with incident, knowledge, change and problem. We also launched a new service portal in the ServiceNow platform. Since we wanted to wait to add the request to the service portal and the system, we had a situation where we pretty much just changed the layout of our customer portal, not giving the customers any new functionality or anything. Maybe even a little bit less functionality than they had in their old portal. We wanted to do something that gave the customer something extra, something new, something to drive traffic to our new service portal. So we decided to go live with the chat function, that our customers should be able to chat with us. We kind of decided this at the last minute, and we decided to go live without working through a million routines before. And we thought, how hard could it be? We already used to work with phone calls and conversation that way. And how much different is a chat compared to a phone call? We don't have like a million routines how to build up a conversation when the customer calls. So we thought, what's the difference? We don't need that. We just try, and then we can work with the routines and processes after we go live. So we started with a small group of motivated employees that started to chat with our customers. We didn't really promote the chat function specifically, we just let the customer find their own way in. It started a bit slow with a few chats every day coming in, but the customers really found this useful, and word to mouth spread, and in the first 2 months the volumes were increasing for every day. And then in January 2020 we went live with the request and the new updated service portal where you could order PCs, phones, headsets, and also connecting printers and other requests. These were our main channels before we went live in 2018. We have a lot of end users that traditionally like to use a telephone, so it's a challenge to get them to use anything else but the telephone. We have a lot of people in healthcare, like doctors and nurses, and they don't sit by the computer all the time, so they call if they have some kind of IT issue. That's where our situation and maybe still is. At that time we had like 10% of our issues registered through the service portal, and we didn't have any other channels back then. So this is our main channels, how it looks today. We still have the phone, and we have our improved service portal. We have the chat in the service portal, and we also have an on-site kind of thing where we go out and put up a desk, and our customers can walk by and we talk to them around their IT issues. In 2020, we aim for that 30% of the user interaction with us should come to us from other channels than traditional telephone. We already reached that goal in the second quarter of this year. However, we do see that the total amount of interactions with us is greater than it was before. People still use the phone almost as much as they did before, but now they also use the service portal and the chat to get in contact with us. And as we see it, this creates a greater customer value. Maybe it was that we wasn't available enough before, so the customers didn't get in contact with us when they had questions about things. So right now it's 68% coming to us through telephone compared to 90% before. And we have the service portal around 15% and the chat also 15%, and we have what we call the kiosk 2%. So what were the results for our service desk in this implementation? Well, now over 30% of interactions with customers are through the service portal. Our first contact resolution increased from 79% to 84%, and it's still increasing. 70% of our customers say they are likely to use the chat next time they contact us. Our service desk agents have a much better working environment, and the service desk agents work much more efficiently. So, what will the future bring? We are currently going through a paradigm shift with healthcare, where we're moving from a traditional healthcare with patients going to the hospital to a much more technically driven healthcare, with doctors, nurses, and patients using technology so you can provide care maybe in a patient's home or monitor them before they need to seek care. What I'm talking about is the IoT of healthcare, mobile devices and mobile monitoring devices, and much more that comes with a new healthcare system that we are implementing in the upcoming years. What will happen when we move towards a much more digital society in healthcare? My best guess is that the need to support will increase, and we need to be ready to handle these new demands from our customers. Are more employees the solution to this? I think maybe not. No one's going to give us a bunch of money to add more agents. We have to work smarter and much more efficient and find new technical solutions to provide and meet the demand for this increased support that will come up in the upcoming years. As an IT organization, we historically focused on the blue part of this figure, with the services agent that resolves a ticket, maybe sent it to a second or third line expert support. We also added a few self-service functions, but we haven't at all looked at the left side when it comes to that you should self-diagnose and maybe self-heal the problem. We now need to focus on the left side. We need to find new ways of finding and resolving issues, preferably before the customers even detects them, and even find ways to get them resolved before the end user discovers it or resolves it without any human interaction. So this is much our vision for the upcoming years and something we want to focus on. So what happens right now? Well, we are implementing performance analytics, which will help us better understand and analyze our business. We're also implementing a virtual agent that will handle a lot of the standard questions. It will also provide a service to our end users at times where the service desk is not opened. Here we use the experience from our employees that's been working in the chat for the last 2 years. They have great experience and know a lot of what the customers use the chat for and what kinds of questions and issues that might come through that channel. And we're also implementing predictive analytics, which will help us discover and find issues earlier than before. In a little bit more distant future, I'd like to add the automated client distribution, where the end user order software in our service portal and it gets automatically sent out to the end users without any human interactions. Right now we maybe have like a couple of people doing this every day when you add up everything that we do in the service desk. So it will be really nice to automate this workflow. And also I would like to add more self-service and automation function in the service portal. Both things that I currently know exists, but also things that we don't even know of. So what have we learned on our journey? Well, for starters, I would say that change is often easier than you think. Thoughts in your head before are usually more complex and advanced than the reality becomes. Sometimes you just have to do it, and that's what we did, and it worked out pretty well. Also, create value for the customer. Give them something they can use. They can't see or feel that we have improved our processes, maybe not in the short run anyway. So you need to give them something they want and they see, so you can drive traffic the right way. Keep it simple and practical. Focus on the core business and make the core business work well before you add any extra features. Focus on the need to have rather than the nice to have. We still have a lot of nice to have that we haven't implemented. Also, start where you are. Identify what your organization is good at and use that in the implementation. Like I mentioned before, as we were stuck in the old system, all we had time for and did back then was to work with our processes, make them more efficient. We worked a lot with our employees and that they should drive our continuous improvement and our lean work, so they felt responsible for our business. So when it was time to implement the new system, we and all the employees were ready and motivated for this. Let the employees drive change. Challenge them, use them and their knowledge. Let them be super users, educators, ambassadors. Listen to them and let them feel and want the change rather than forcing a new system on them.
Eric, that's really interesting, and I thank you for taking all these different perspectives. I'm really curious to understand how it has affected the agents helping the employees of VGR.
Well, for starters, they have a much better working environment. Like I mentioned before, it took about 2 minutes to register an incident. Now it takes like 30 seconds. That frees up a lot of time where you could do much more interesting and valuable things. They have most of the things they need in just one system, and they have their dashboard. It gives them feedback on their work. We have the live feed where they get all the news they need, and they can see their open incidents. I would say also that now they are a part of an organization that wants more, that have the courage to try new things, new technology, and a new way of work. And I think most people want to be a part of that. Now they do more things than just answering the phone, which can be tough 8 hours a day. But now they can work with the chat, and they can work more with the service portal incidents, and maybe work more with second line work.
Oh, that's awesome. What about the direct managers they report to? How has things changed for them?
I would say that they have much better ways to follow up and highlight their business and what's important. You can build a dashboard that all the info you need on your level.
Oh, that's awesome, Eric. How has this changed your life?
Well, I would say it's much more easy to get an overview of everything, and also I spend a lot less time on reporting, and I have freed up a lot of time to work on finding new technologies, new functions that we can use in the Service Now platform, and finding new ways to do our work smarter, which is really much more fun. So I would say my job has become more fun.
Sounds like a good deal. And then the final question is this. What are you most proud of?
Well, I would say I'm mostly proud of our employees and that they are really into change, that they embrace change and that they love being a part of all this and goes into every project with their full enthusiasm. I'm also proud where we built a culture where you're brave enough to dare to try new things and try new functionality and try new ways of doing the work, because it sometimes takes nothing but courage to do something. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but then you can change it back or you can try something new again. It's not really that hard. That I would say our culture and our employees is a key to our success in this.
That sounds like a great summary. Well, thank you very much, Eric, for sharing this with us.
Thank you, Jonas.